Hello everyone, this is the second video on African literature. We already made a video on African literature that is about Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. If you haven't watched that video till yet, then you can watch that video. So today's video is all about Chinua Achebe. Firstly, we will talk about a brief introduction on Chinua Achebe, and after that we will talk about his major works. Chinua Achebe born in 1930 and died in 2013. He was a Nigerian novelist, poet, professor and critic, and best known for his novel Things Fall Apart. If we talk about the themes in his works, then colonialism, African identity and the clash between traditional culture and Western influence are there. He questioned white colonial writers, especially like Joseph Conrad. According to Chinua Achebe, writers should be committed. What is the meaning of writers should be committed? It means that writer should be like a teacher so that he can guide or instruct the people. He has finalized for the Man Booker Prize in 2007 but awarded in 2010. He has also received Commonwealth Poetry Prize and Nigerian National Merit Award. Now let's talk about the major works by Chinua Achebe. First work is Things Fall Apart, which was appeared in 1958. After that, No Longer at Ease, 1960. Then Arrow of God, 1964. Then A Man of the People, 1966. Next, Antilles of the Savannah, 1987. And last work is An Image of Africa, Racism in Conrad's Heart of Darkness, 1975. So first of all, we will be going to talk about Things Fall Apart. This is the first novel by Chinua Achebe and it was published in 1958. It is set in pre-colonial Nigeria in the late 19th century. It tells the story of Okonkwo, who is a respected leader in fictional Igbo village in Nigeria. Another character in this novel is Noe, who is a 12-year son of Okonkwo. In this novel, Okonkwo defeats a wrestler nicknamed as the Cat. This novel divided into three parts. First part introduces the protagonist, cultural settings and the village, means it describes the personal life of Okonkwo. Second part describes the arrival of colonizers, and the third part depicts the aftermath colonialism and tragic fate of Okonkwo. If we talk about the title, then the title is taken from W.B. Yeats' poem The Second Coming. Achebe thought the title the pacification of the primitive tribes of the lower Niger, but this is a long title, so he selected a short title, that is Things Fall Apart from The Second Coming. Next work is No Longer at Ease. It was published in 1960 after 2 years of Things Fall Apart, and it is a sequel to Things Fall Apart. It follows the life of Okonkwo's grandson Obi Okonkwo. Here is a character named as Obi, who is the grandson of Okonkwo. Second book in Achebe's trilogy, which also includes Things Fall Apart and Arrow of God. So it is a second book in Achebe's trilogy. We have three works that are Things Fall Apart, Arrow of God and No Longer at Ease. The title comes from T.S. Eliot's poem The Journey of the Maggie, which describes the difficulty of returning home after a long journey. The novel explores the themes of identity, cultural clash and corruption in post-colonial Nigeria. And this novel is set in Nigeria, awarded Nigerian National Trophy in 1962. Now we have third part of Achebe's trilogy, and that is Arrow of God. It was published in 1964 and it is set in Igbo village, Nigeria in 1920s. It tells the story of Izulu and the chief priest of Ulu. Who is Ulu? Ulu is the god of the Igbo people. It explores tensions between traditional religious practices and the influence of colonialism. The title of the book comes from a proverb. Tell me if you are familiar that proverb or not. The proverb is, "The arrow of the gods will strike anyone who acts against the will of the gods." Hello everyone, this is the second video on African literature. We already made a video on African literature that is about Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. If you haven't watched that video till yet, then you can watch that video. So today's video is all about Chinua Achebe. Fifth and final novel of Achebe is Anthems of the Savannah. It was published in 1987. It was set in Kangan. The novel critiques the military dictatorship that ruled Nigeria in the 1980s. So this novel tells the story of three friends named as Chris, Ikem and Beatrice. Beatrice. When we talk about the themes, the novel explores the themes of power, corruption and the challenges of building a democratic society in a post-colonial context. Now let's talk about the major works by Chinua Achebe. First work is Things Fall Apart, which was appeared in 1958. After that, No Longer at Ease, 1960. Then Arrow of God, 1964. Then A Man of the People, 1966. Next, Anthems of the Savannah, 1987. And last work is An Image of Africa, Racism in Conrad's Heart of Darkness, 1975. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, then please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for watching.